We are live, son. It was a squeaker, but our Lions did it in hashtag all grit fashion. Let's talk about it. Son, it wasn't pretty, but our boys did it. 26-23, down 23-7 at the half. Our Lions went on a 19-0 run in the second half. Before we break down each sides of the ball, as we usually do, sons, what was your overall thought of the game?
And like you said, it was an ugly win, but a win is a win. Um, uh, it's kind of like we've already talked about before. If a team is able to slow down the run game, then that pretty much does halt the whole entire game plan of the Lions offense. But we'll get more into that.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. I think that we will start out with the offense today. Yeah, let's start out with the offense today. Our offense versus the Texans defense. If you're looking on the screen, son, 15 for 30 was JG, 2 touchdowns with five interceptions. 3 of those I don't count against him, but 2 of those I do. They were terrible. You see that they held our run game pretty much in check. We did get 105 yards, but look at that 3.3 average. We got a touchdown out of it. Our receivers, Amon St. Brown, the announcers kept saying that he was pretty much shut down most of the game, and that's the reason why the offense wasn't getting anywhere.
I
What
mean,
is your thoughts on the offense? Let's start with quarterback Jared Goff, son. What was your thoughts on JG's performance?
oh yeah, I thought he did pretty terrible, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it was enough to get the Lions through. No, and I was just say, yeah, we forgot because you literally, I forgot that Derek Stingley wasn't hurt. We did not say Derek Stingley's name one time yesterday, so
No,
that means somebody was getting shut down. And I
right.
mean, 6 for 60 is still good to me, but I forgot he was on the field.
Yeah,
like, but
yes, that's how you know a corner is good, son.
yeah, I didn't see him. Um, but I know I thought he just did all right. He kind of reaffirmed to me that he's a game manager again for the reason that the second the game starts to get out of the game plan, dude, he can't do it. Like guys, it's very clear he can't do that. I know some of the like you said, some of the picks were like kind of crazy and stuff, but I don't know how to explain it. The Texans knew that they were pretty much able to stop the run a little bit. It forced the Lions to throw the ball a little bit more, in my opinion. And those deep passes all the time, it's very clear that that doesn't work. We need to do power run and then, get those play actions and stuff. But yeah.
Well, this is what I saw, son. D'Amico Ryans, who's a linebacker, who was a pretty good NFL player himself. The Texans game plan for the Lions, and what happened was they know that the Lions whole offense is based off the run game, and what they did was they were doing a lot of filling the gaps, a lot of run blitzes, which is different than a pass blitz, and they were really playing. It looked like almost a version of the 46 defense because what's the safety's name, son? Petrie.
Hmm.
Petrie was in the box most of the game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Buddy Ryan did with 85 Bears. One thing about the 85 Bears team, son, is that you could not run on them. And one of the reasons they couldn't run is because they always played 8 in the box. The strong safety always played close to the line of scrimmage. And Petrie was that guy yesterday. So I think that it wasn't so much so that Taylor Decker was out that I think was the issue. I think it was the issue that that the Texans had a game plan to slow down the Lions run game, and we see that really worked out. What did you think? Speaking of the run game, what did you think about the run game? What did you think about what the running backs could muster up?
Um, I actually thought the run game, I thought it was all right for the most part. I mean, 105 yards isn't bad. I'm pretty sure we've got at least 100 yards every game. I Does Jameer Gibbs have like one big run or something, right?
His biggest run was 20 yards.
Okay, so it was just a decent run. Yeah, no, I mean they shut down the run game, and it was really evident, especially in the first half. We pretty much weren't able to do anything, and I wasn't panicking just because we were so good, but I was pretty
Yeah.
sure that we were going to lose. I thought we were probably going to lose the game, maybe because I thought if the run game wasn't going to be able to get going at all, then there was nothing we're going to be able to do because we weren't able to move the ball down the field either through the air. So
Yes, I would agree with you on that. And what about our receivers? I'm looking at these numbers, son. It seems like the receivers had a better game than what I'm looking at, but Sam Laporta had three receptions, 66 yards and a touchdown. For some reason, I thought Sam Laporta had like 7, 8 receptions. Amon St. Brown had 6 for 60. Jameson Williams is another guy who I thought caught like 6 balls. He caught three. And then, the running backs had a couple of catches. What's your thoughts on how our receivers did yesterday?
yeah, I thought they did decent. It was nice to see Jameson Williams back. Trying to I know, because I thought you were right about that too. And maybe I'm tripping. I could have sworn something had got called back yesterday, but maybe it did not. I don't remember though. But yeah, I thought they had done all right. I could have sworn Chandler Porter got more receptions as well. Um, yeah, in my opinion, I mean, catching 6 of 8 balls is not exactly getting shut down. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was a decent game from the receivers. They did what they could.
Okay. I'm with you on that. Let's move on to our defense. Son, 23 points in the first half, but 0 in the second half. Let's look at the Texans numbers just to talk about what our defense did. We shut the run down. Actually, you know how sometimes you see something with your eyes, but it's not as good as you thought it was. Listen, the run, I thought the Texans did decent. Bro, Joe Mixon ran the ball 25 times for 46 yards, 1.8 average. And the next guy was uh uh Unga Bawali, I guess I pronounced his name. He ran one time for 11 yards. We pretty much shut the run game down, son. CJ Stroud, he was decent. You look at if you look at their receivers, they did not tear us up. And then let's look at our defense. Now, Brian Branch to me was one of the defensive players. Okay, Brian Branch had himself a game yesterday. PFF has him as the best safety in the league. And if I'm not mistaken, there are those who said that they have Kirby Joseph as the best free safety in the league. Look,
Yeah.
you look at our defense, son. 10. Jack Campbell is really coming into his own. If you look at the numbers, Eileen McNeil right there with that pressure up the middle. What was your thoughts overall with the defense?
Yeah, I thought the defense did a really great job. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, 23 points really is not that too bad to me. I think as long as you're holding NFL teams below that 21 point mark, I think your defense is actually really, really good because we have to accept that these are NFL teams and NFL offenses. So I thought the defense did really good. The guys I'd like to shout out is Carlton David. It was you said there was a lineman. Oh, it was James Houston. James Houston had a really good game yesterday.
Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, Carlton Davis looked so good. I'm like, dang, like he looked like that dude. He's actually been improving he's been improving every single week ever since he had that extreme. He really just had an extremely hard slate. It was like that week he went against Justin Jefferson. It was like he went against Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, and some other receivers in like a close slate. So I feel like it made him
yes.
look a little bit worse than what he really is. So I thought the defense did a great job as a whole. I mean, they held him down to 0 points in the second half, and that's all that matters to me.
I agree. The defense, I mean, if you look at it, everybody contributed. Al Qadim Mohammed, it says that he had 0 tackles, but son, I saw him out there, being an impact. It said he had one hit, but I saw him. I thought I saw him assist on a tackle. I guess he didn't. It said he had 0 tackles, but he did get a pressure in there. I'm looking at the rest of them. Wingo came in when Aleem went out for a couple plays, did his thing. Kirby Joseph, he only had 2 tackles. But we saw the impact he had. DJ Reader, Nuwoski. What about that hit that Vacky put on that dude on special teams? Did you see that one?
No,
Vacky, man, Vacky popped some dude on special teams.
on punt.
On punt. I mean, popped, he laid him out. Because Vacky is really a safety who
I
they
feel
switched to running back, and when he was at Utah.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
put the wood on the dude. Mick Robinson did a pretty good job, but I agree with you. I'm gonna say that Carlton Davis and Brian Branch and Campbell, because Campbell is really becoming that dude now. Every game I'm starting to see more and more. Last year he was kind of sporadic, if you will, son, but he's been more solid this year, looking like the guy that Brad Holmes said he was going to be. I thought our defense actually played good. I don't really care about giving up 23 points. It's just, I mean, those interceptions did not help. It put the defense in some bad spots. I thought the defense played over. And son, not to mention, we have Zadarius Smith coming this week. Speaking of which,
Yeah, he
go
went.
ahead. Give me your thoughts on it. I'm going to switch to a clip real quick from
Yeah,
Coach.
no, Zadarius Smith was just talking about how much, man. Well, actually, okay, I'm going to talk about two things. Zadarius Smith was just talking about how much he appreciates the Lions culture because it was his bye week this week, and he was just talking about how Dan Campbell's such a good players coach
Sorry about that. Mm-hmm.
that he was that he still let him, he still let him get his bye week because technically it's not his bye week anymore since he got traded. But
Right.
then Campbell still let him have it. But he was talking about how he wanted to play really bad this week. So yeah, I think he'll be an impact.
Yeah, I appreciate that. They said that Dan Campbell, being a former player himself, said that, man, you earn this bye week, you need that extra week off. But I have a feeling, man, he's going to be ready to go against the Jaguars this coming Sunday. I got a feeling. This is Coach Dan Campbell talking about the Zadarius Smith, who we were just speaking on. Oh, sorry, hit the wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there again. He's a veteran guy. He's been around it, and he's wholly embraced the 8 win. Hey, we got 8. He's walked in the door. But yeah, and like I say, it's one of the reasons he's been a good player. It's not just the physical ability he's got. He's been around it. He's seen it. He's pretty instinctive. He understands the game, and so those little things that come up, you never know how that's going to hit with one of our players that's in real time. So man, those are good. I know he just got here, but he's in, man. He's in it, and he's ready to go. I know he was chomping at the bit to play, and he's about to play. So he's gonna be ready to roll. Yeah, I mean,
All right, that's Coach Dan Campbell talking about Zadarius Smith and the fact that he's ready to play and that he's gonna be playing, son. What are your thoughts on Zadarius Smith?
To be honest, I actually don't know much about Zadarius Smith. So yeah, I can't really say much. I don't know much about him. I just know he's been on a few teams in the NFC North, right?
Yes, he played for the Packers and he played for the Vikings and he terrorized the Lions on each of those teams.
Okay, I can't say much. The only thing I can say is I'm sure he'll be a great veteran for all the other younger guys on the defensive line, and I'm sure he's going to be a good player for us. I mean, he's definitely not going to hurt the team at all.
Okay. Well, now we're going to move on to special teams.
I mean, and I'm sure he's happy too. I'd be happy
Oh, he is.
if I got traded to an anyone team as well. I'd be really happy.
Oh no, he's fired up, son. I mean, if you were looking at his tweets and everything, like before he got traded, he was already sending out cryptic tweets that he wanted to come to the Lions.
Yeah,
He wanted out of Cleveland because Cleveland is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I would be happy too. I agree. Yeah,
Ring.
yes, yeah, you're right. Now, son, let's move on to special teams. There wasn't a lot in the punt return game. There wasn't anything in the kick return game. Jack Fox did what he does, 4 for 188 for the 47 average. But we got to talk about my guy, Jake Bates, the star of the game. He had 2 field goals, and they came in the most clutch time, son. The longest was a 58-yarder, which is that's asking a lot to tie the game when the game was 23-20. He hits it, we tie the game. We hold the Texans, get the ball back. We get in range. He kicks a 52-yarder with 4 seconds left as time expires to win the game. Son, what is your thoughts on the special teams, particularly young Jake Bates?
Jake Bates, the GOAT.
Yes.
I literally just had to look at the stats real quick. That is definitely his longest kick in his career. Except maybe in the UFL.
Right.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I forgot about the one in the UFL. Yeah, so no, he's the GOAT for that. Stuff like that is literally how you get signed next year. I have a feeling we're gonna need a few more of those though, when the playoffs come. So he just needs to keep his head on right, keep on kicking. Yeah, that was amazing.
Exactly. You said it right. When the playoffs come, we really gonna need him to step up. We saw what Justin Tucker has done for the Ravens over the years. And I don't know if you remember, son, you were younger then when Tom Brady was on his run in New England, but Adam Vinatieri, the kicker that they had in New England, I mean, that dude won 2 of the Super Bowls.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, his kicks won two Super Bowls. So a kicker is very important. And Jake Bates definitely did his thing for us, man. I mean, shout out to him. It looked like, I mean, that game was looking it was looking like, to be honest, son, I wasn't even mad, but I actually said, you know what, we're gonna take this L. I see it. It's just I mean, after 2 tipped interceptions, I was like, yeah, it's just not meant to be. We just, it is what it is. But you know what? The boys showed that grit. They fought hard. And like Chris Collinsworth was saying during the broadcast, this is what playoff teams do. He was like, the Lions will run into something like this in the playoffs. This is how you get playoff battle tested. What they did last week in Green Bay and then what they did last night in Houston. I think we might have covered anything, son. Did we miss anything?
No, I don't think so. Just no. Terry Arnold just needs to tighten up the pass interference.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be honest, man. We got blessed with that one, bro, because that was pass interference, man. I mean, he literally ran through the dude's back, and I understand he's going full speed, and the receiver is slowing down. But I mean, you got to be more aware of that. You got to be able to angle your body and then get your arm in there to knock the ball out instead of running your shoulders in the dude's back.
Yeah, I agree.
But overall, yeah, like some people said, he's young, man. Like he's gonna get there. He's the more he plays, the better he's gonna get, and we're gonna need him to get better because I'm telling you, good teams. Let's say we make it to the Super Bowl and we're going against Kansas City. You think Patrick Mahomes is not gonna just throw the ball deep at him just to see if he's gonna get a PI?
Yeah.
Good quarterbacks are gonna take advantage of that aggressiveness. So he needs to get it together, but. We're 8-1, and as we talked about earlier, son, our boys need to keep rolling, man, because the Eagles and the Packers are on our heels for that number 1 overall seed. So we just need to keep this thing rolling. So I guess if you don't have anything else, we will wrap it at that. All right, people. If you haven't already on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You see our Twitter/X scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Go over there and give us a follow. Thank you to, I think we got a couple of follows yesterday when we were on Twitter. And our TikTok is on the screen right there. Give us a follow over there as well. All right, Lions fans, until we take on the Jaguars this Sunday, that's all for this one. Peace.
Peace.